Hi everyone, it's Bron, and this is my second video on self-awareness, and this time I'm talking about triggers. Triggers are the stuff that happens to us around us, situations or people that drive us a bit crazy or make us sad or emotional. So triggers, being aware of what makes us crazy is actually a really great gift. So if you have enough awareness to know what drives you nuts, then you're onto something. So what to do about triggers? So let's say, for instance, one of your triggers is not liking waiting in the queue, and you get all impatient and you don't want to be waiting. What you can do is just see if you can step outside yourself and watch yourself. I mean, you're waiting anyway, might as well do something. And just observe yourself standing in the queue and watch all the thoughts that come up. Like, oh, there's a thought that I wish they had more people on the tellers. Or there's a thought that of me going ballistic at people and getting all upset. There's a thought of me pushing the person out the way in front and just demanding I be served now. It's really just interesting to observe yourself and your thoughts, and it kind of, it just means you're not attached to the situation. You're able to observe it better. Triggers are also sometimes a reflection of something we don't like about ourselves. So for instance, if you really hate people being late, then there's a high probability that you also don't like being late. And so you probably a bit harder on people who are late than you would otherwise be. There may be people that don't mind being late. They know that things happen. They just kind of flow with life. So if someone's late to meet them, they're not so fussed about it. And so being late. So we know that stuff happens, life happens. And so, that we take it personally, though. We think that they're disrespecting us by not being on time. What often happens, especially with someone who's routinely late, and I can actually attest to this because I used to be one of these people, is that if you're often late, it's because you're not putting yourself first. So it means that you get tied up doing things for other people or just trying to get things done instead of leaving and heading towards your destination so that you will get there in time because it's important to you. So just keep that in mind also about people who are late and always late. They're often people who, have forgotten to put themselves first, and it's never about you. Okay, so triggers. Yes, that's if it's you or observing, or, another thing you can do is just see if you can't tap into an experience in your childhood that relates to the situation now. So for me, one of my biggest triggers is that my kids don't listen to me, and it drives me ballistic. And I've watched myself, I've observed that behavior often enough to know that as a child I wasn't listened to. And I think it's nothing personal against my parents. I think all parents forget to listen to their children and are too busy trying to get things done and get through the day to stop and listen. And so now I'm an adult and my children aren't listening to me, and it really brings up those feelings for me about how helpless I felt when no one would listen to me. And so it's just a good time, if you can remember, and we talked about hindsight before, to talk to yourself kindly when you're struggling with someone else's behavior towards you, to see if you can't, as I call it, self-soothe yourself by acknowledging the feelings you're having and trying to calm yourself down. So that's self-awareness around triggers. Have fun over the next week, seeing if you can pinpoint some triggers and being aware of them. And have some fun with that observing technique and observing what thoughts come up for you as you watch yourself being triggered. See ya.